Hey, come one, come all. It's time to grow. Welcome to the Dorian Adams Motivation Show. This channel is where we focus on faith, family, finance, friends, and fitness, and a lot of other stuff in between. Today's call, we've been blessed to have the good brother, Mr. Benny, on the call for now. We're looking for more to come in. We're going to fire up the discussion, which I feel like it was one that could take a lot of different turns. And again, for me, it actually hits home in a lot of ways. The discussion tonight is dealing with disappointment, and so I definitely want to first and foremost invite the creator, how we choose to express him or her, uh, into the conversation, and ask that the stuff that we think about, say, and present to the forum be something that can enrich, touch, and inspire each other as well as whoever might hear this call later. Want to welcome Benny to the call. What's up, man?
Man, what's going on with you, my good brother? I'm happy to be here.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yes, sir.
So I know we was having like lightweight pregame show before we start recording, but let everybody in on a little bit on how you kind of feel that topic resonate with you, man.
Well, I just feel like when we deal, when you're dealing with disappointment, a lot of time it's like you're measuring yourself up against other things or other people. But it's like if you create your own lane, then it's like there's never no disappointment because you always stepping out on faith. So
Mm. Yeah, yeah. But what about when you get disappointed though? It's a lot of stuff that can happen where you get disappointed.
I mean, you mean as far as like disappointed, as far as like you feeling like your work ain't enough, or just being disappointed in your expectation, in other people.
Yeah, however it come, however it come.
But I just feel like as far as like your content you put out there, you just got to continue putting your whatever it is, whatever your drive is, you just got to put that out there. And I mean, and the feedback gonna come whether it's positive or negative. But as far as like as far as dealing with disappointment in other people, that come with life though. Like everybody, don't see things as you see things. That's why you have different perspectives. But it's like I feel like although, like disappointment, like I feel like that's gonna come with life, you still got to try to, like align yourself with, like minded people and try to build on that.
True, true. But in that, you know what I mean. That in a way, that's the part too. That's a strong point that you made. Because when I look at that, I think about because I'm trying to protect myself from the the game goofiness that come with dealing with cats that ain't so called on my level or whatever. So I am, yeah, I'm making a sharp move by aligning myself with cats that's like minded, so to speak. But when I do that, I do by default build an expectation on the cats that's around me because they didn't show that they was what we like to say stand up dudes or whatever it
Yeah,
is. And so I feel like, yeah, it have been times when I did exactly what I was supposed to do, just like you said, and I still get disappointed.
yeah,
You feel me? Because now we talking about the circle of influence or the people that we got that we holding tight to us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because they uphold the same values or whatever it is, and then you know how it is. Somebody always fall off. Somebody always do something backwards or whatever, and we might have been trusting them to do a job. We might have been trusting them, you know what I'm saying, to come through in some type of way, and they don't. You see where I'm going with it?
yeah.
So it's like
Like,
it's disappointment be available.
yeah,
Go
but
ahead, bro. Sorry.
it's just like I get what you saying, but you can't let that like, discourage you or stop you from doing what you doing. Like, because people, I mean, that's expected with life, you know what I mean? Like, but as long as you built that standard within yourself, you got to always like live up to your own expectation. Like with me, I don't feel like only person I'm in battle with is myself.
Hmm.
So as long as I, create my own lane and put out, whatever content I'm putting out, then I'm satisfied with that. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like it's people that's that you consider differently in a way to whereas you know when your expectation of them, well, sometimes it be family too,
yeah,
you know.
be the number one people that's gonna disappoint you, family.
Yeah, and so I guess trying to find a way to share with the people how I actually deal with that. See what I'm saying? I know it. I may have got my game up a little bit, but share how some of the processes when you do see that coming. How you move
Yeah,
to protect yourself, or you know what I mean, a rebound from it. Because once the disappointment really happened, you can't do nothing but rebound after that because you had the
yeah.
expectation in the situation. How you
Hmm.
deal with that?
Like how I deal with, I think like what I done been through, in my lifetime, I didn't deal with so much disappointment. It's like it's sort of like in a way it's expected. So it's like when a person do like perform or really complete the task, that kind of like it's a shock. Like, okay, you did that.
Mm.
So I kind of like already embraced the disappointment in so many words. Like,
So you kind of like get to the point where you come in the game with waiting on the other shoe to drop.
yeah, it's sort of
Right.
like having your heart broke, for the first time. It's like after
Mm.
my heart been broke before, so it's like, what more could you do to me?
Right, right, right. But see, I feel you now. I feel where you're going. That's fire because it take me back to the thought that because of that disappointment, and it's on a lot of different levels for me. That's being real. But because of that, I'm always braced, like you said, for that other shoe to drop.
Yeah,
Because when I was innocent, so to speak, in the expectation game, I was innocent and
yeah,
I believed in everything, like you know what I mean, like a child got that wild imagination and all this stuff can happen, but you lose a lot of that because of getting older, being grown, and all this
yeah,
stuff don't really rock. And so I'm waiting on that disappointment, or I'm waiting on the other shoe to drop, but I still got that childhood imagination in me, though. It's still in me.
yeah. You
And
got to
it's just
keep
that
that.
right. It's just that it's like I hold, I reserve my true. I guess you want to say, if we say love,
Yeah,
if we just go that route, I want to pour in. I want to love, but I've been disappointed so many times. See what I'm saying? So now I can't give my whole 100 because I'm still waiting on the other shoe to
yeah,
drop.
yeah.
You
Unless
know what I'm saying?
a person prove that to you that they deserve that love and that respect, then it's like you got, and then once that happens, you got to like get at to them wholeheartedly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I done had instances, I guess you would say, where I'm gonna feed you just as much as you feeding me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I don't want to jump out there too far
yeah,
and then I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one stuck with the stanky end of the deal
Yeah.
when the Joker decide to pull up and get sideways on me.
Yeah, you got the
You
short
know
end of the stick.
exactly. So
You left
it's
with the
like
bag.
left man holding it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's just a raw deal, man, to know that, you know what I mean, those disappointments of the past have shaped my movements like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing it because, yeah, I do want to guard and protect myself. But at the same time, I want to expand and express too in the fullness like I know I can, like I would want to.
Yeah.
But you got to be so super sensitive and selective about the people that you pour that into. You know what I mean? It's like, is there a scenario where I could really just lay down all my inhibitions and just go in whole hog with
It's a trip. Finish.
no,
Excuse me,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
mean to
yeah.
interrupt you. It's a trip though, like you feel like that because I feel the same way. Like sometimes I find myself holding back due to, my life experience, but I be wanting to just really pour in love to people, like, and just give it to them, like, you know what I mean? But I be scared that, you feel me, that, and what they say, people gonna take your kindness for weakness. Like
Right.
I be scared of being hurt. I've been hurt so much. It's like I don't want to feel that no more. You know what I mean? So I kind of like guard myself. Like I'm gonna just give you
Yeah,
so much, but not enough to, you feel me, where you can hurt me or you can destroy me. Like
yeah. And so when that happened, do you feel like it's kind of fake of you? Because
it,
you want to go there with it. It's this situation look like it got that type of potential, but you still holding back.
it's a trip. Yep, I feel like to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of times, I walk around with a mask on, man, like because I can't be my true self. So it's like I feel like, I got a mask on, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like the other person got a mask on too sometimes. Cause it's like, but I see through, I be feeling like I see through that mask, but I'm gonna keep it cordial with you, the high and by. But it's like I see through the BS, you know what I mean? So it's like when I can see through the BS and I see, you know, what kind of kit this person working out of, it's like I feel like I can't be my authentic self around you. So it's like everything is just he and ha. But it's like I'm watching you because I'm waiting for I'm waiting for you to strike at any time. You feel me? So I'm what they say I'm feeding you with a long handled spoon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and to think about that, it take me to the point of saying like how in a lot of times in relationships, though, if we just go there with it, um, in relationships, the representative be the first one to usually show up. You see what I'm saying? And
What you mean
so
by that?
because I'm dating, you feel me?
Yeah,
I'm dating this situation. I'm flirting with the situation. It's cool, it's cute. It ain't no real entanglements. It ain't no real um responsibilities attached to it. You feel me?
yeah,
Like if I'm just now taking little mama, we finna go to the mall. We
yeah,
barely just now hooking up and kicking it. You know what I mean? Everything cool. The conversation don't never
yeah,
stop. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The sun be shining the hardest,
yeah,
you know. And
yeah,
then at the end of the day, when things get a little bit more deeper, now it's can you pay a bill? It's this, and then all of this other stuff is coming out
yeah,
that you gotta now the representative he ain't in the building no more, or she ain't in the building no more. And so it's like I want to go in, but it's still it's a disappointment that says, hold on,
yeah,
you know, this ain't the same person you was 2 weeks ago or three
yeah, for
2 months
real.
ago. It's somebody different in a way. So it's like, how do I deal with that disappointment? Because that's a form of disappointment right there. Because I just
Mm,
basically I invested time.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it ain't got to be a whole hog like let down disappointment, but it's still the thought of how about I think I'm a good judge of character.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I'm sizing up this situation to be something that's worthy of investing a little bit of time in. Because sometimes a cat can come, he or she can come with pedigree papers.
Yeah.
So I'm letting you in way faster just on the strength of what I heard before you even got to me.
Yeah.
But as I'm screening you myself, I'm still going through my own screening process, and you living up to the hype in a lot of ways. But at the same time, here come this right here.
Yeah. Oh, but sometimes that can be, a con. Just to get you to, lower your guards or whatever the case may be.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
Yeah.
representative. Hold on. Let me grab. I gotta grab this charger right
Okay.
quick.
What's up, Benny?
Yeah, what's going on, big dog?
How you doing?
I'm all right. You wasn't at
Yeah.
work today, huh?
No, I'm actually I'm out of town, so I'm just like floating in the meeting real quick, just get it in.
Okay. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yo, what up, man?
What's up, Dorian? Sorry, I was about to call you Dominic.
No, you did. It's too late. I'm disappointed.
Wait, what are you talking about? You talking about relationships going on right now, or what? You dating someone?
No, we just going in. We just following the thread, man.
Oh, okay.
Had some little nuggets pop up. So um, hold on. Let me see if I can get both of y'all. There you go. Yeah, we was just talking about how that representative be the first person when you come in contact with somebody. You shine and you show. You know what I mean? Especially when you
Yeah.
get an expectation built up that this person could be the one, or you just in a space where you want to spend some time of companionship per se,
Yeah.
and it's growing. But what happens is, like I said, once I guess too, the expectation and the disappointment can come in as well when I've kind of overcommitted, and I'm like
Yeah.
almost damn near what the I do with my actions. I'm pushing my whole presentation in the direction of we about to be married if this is good.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a
Yeah.
disappointment that's way more available in that scenario as opposed to going in saying, bruh, homegirl, I'm just chilling with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
See,
that's that.
yeah, I had, um, um,
Nah, get
it
your
was like that.
connection, man.
Like I thought,
Okay, there you go.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I had a
I heard you
scenario,
now.
I had a scenario like that too. Like it's just like, like everything was, everything that what she was saying was something that I was like, all right, but at first I was just looking for a friendship, you know,
Mhm.
and then it's just the way like people portray themselves or what they want to be. Maybe they're just trying to tell you like, hey, I want to be this person, but they're not actually, their actions don't speak what they want to be. So I don't know. I
Mhm.
mean, I had this scenario about it, and like it was bad. Like it kind of it messed me up a little bit because that like one of the reasons like I couldn't let go of any resentments. I had a resentment towards her, and I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean that put a real hard um hard thing on me for my sobriety. So I don't know. I mean, that's something that when people do that, it's kind of hurtful. I mean, it's really hurtful too. Especially if you're committed and you're not even trying to be committed.
Right. So, and that's a good point. How do you deal with that?
Right now, I mean, I'm practicing letting it go. Really, I'm practicing that because like maybe that person's sick. You know, maybe that person just wants some more
Hold,
attention. You know,
wait a minute. That's all you do is practice letting it go.
I have to. I mean, I can't do anything about it. Like it's I want to go and confront the person. Yeah.
And then what?
And then what, right? Yeah, and then what?
Yeah, you see my big
Yeah.
eyes, right? I'm ready for my
Yeah.
popcorn, bro. You see what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
no, that's perfect. That's a perfect segue because just as well as you said, yeah, I'm trying to practice on letting it go.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with disappointment, and disappointment ain't something that is always uh, greeted kindly. It's like you disappoint me, I'm ready to draw blood.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
thing of it is to really help people understand, yeah, I'm a little bit more calculated with how I move in the face of a disappointment,
Yeah.
right? But it's
Yeah.
because I've practiced and worked on these different principles, and I've conditioned my steps in case of this type of emergency.
Mhm.
We can't sit here and sugarcoat it like it's just been always easy for us. We might have grew to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, confrontation, that was the first thing out your mouth besides letting it go. Because it ain't too many different in between.
I
You
know.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Disappointed, man. I'm gonna try to drop a real life scenario on y'all. Benny, you got something on that?
Well, I would just like I want to just chime in. Like I think it's different levels or degrees of disappointment. Like I think it hit harder like when you're in a relationship with what the brother was just talking about, like as far as, you getting your heart broke or whatever the case may be, and then you want to just lash out. But sometimes, like how he was saying, like working on, just letting it go. Like sometimes you got to just confront the situation and just like let it go. Like because if not, it'll eat you up. Uh,
Yeah, no, absolutely, man.
it'll have you
Absolutely.
backpedaling, like he was saying. It's like, he trying to, say sober, you feel me? Like dealing, in this in dealing with the disappointment. Now he back smoking, he back drinking, he back doing the things that, he was he wasn't doing before the disappointment.
Hmm. Right, right. And that's what we gotta guard ourselves too about is constantly staying aware of how much we committing to the pot, how much we invest into
Mm,
the pot, because that's like we talked about it a minute ago, being caught left with the bag. You feel me?
yeah,
And now you stuck with the bag, and you looking around, you ain't nothing right.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Now you taking it harder than you needed to take it, but you
yeah,
extended yourself farther than you needed to extend yourself. That's why you taking it so hard.
yeah.
You know?
Or be aware of how much power we give others over us.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm extending too much, you know, and then I'm not prepared for the bottom to fall out. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? I ain't even left myself enough of a parachute. You know what I'm saying? When if it ain't right, you know. But I wanted to drop this one just to you know put a spin on it. Like I got a disappointment, man, from like having done all the time I did, done all the dope I did, and being a disappointment, right? And then finally, I had kids when my daughter was born. Uh, Fact of the matter is that my last day of using dope or anything is because I got locked up and I had my daughter in the car with me and a gun in the car and dope on me, right? And I got locked up. I said, that's it. That's it. I'm on West Mac. I'm like, that's it. I can't. continue to live like this and be here for my child. I had to give my child to a knock that was on the block that I just knew me, my baby mama, and all that, right? So that's just a short story. But the thing of the disappointment come in right here, because I literally like use that to be my energy to stop doing anything that was going had the potential to stop me from being available for my child as she grew up. You see what I'm saying? Because the way I was going, look, guess what? I'm getting locked up now. And I don't know what's going to happen with my child between now and the time I get back out. And so speeding forward, like I said, I use that to say, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to be available for my child when she get old enough. You feel me? And all of that right there. So speed forward to basically the last few years. This child then did everything under the sun, bro. In my house, just, you know, and I ain't trying to paint her as a bad dude. I'm just sharing the situation of my disappointment, because she was so young when I went to jail at that time, bro. She was like 2 years old. She didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And ever since then, since I only did a year, I got out, I ain't did nothing. She ain't never seen none of that. She knows, she done heard stories about who, she know who I am, but she ain't never seen none of that. And now my disappointment is that I was willing to sacrifice and change my whole life, how I was moving, not invite no street temptation, none of that. None of the homeboys, none of that in my circle, to see her make her own decisions. She don't even, man, look, it's a far cry from what I expected. That's the disappointment. I expected that everything was going to be rainbows and unicorns because I got my shit together.
Yeah.
And now come to find out, life happens how it happened, even for your kids. And that connect, like she was, I wrapped around my finger all the way till she was about 10, 11 years old, 12 years old. That was my girl. But she started getting her own legs up under her and stuff like that, and learning, you know, life for herself. And that bond, that connecto ain't there like that, you know? So that's when I say disappointment,
Yeah.
that's a real one for me, you know what I mean? But I really had to sit myself down about that and acknowledge that it ain't my fault. I made sure it wasn't my fault based on how I made my decision 18, 20 years ago. But it's still a hard pill to swallow, to look at the fact that, man, I could have been doing the streets 100%.
Yeah.
And not act like I gave a damn. So you feel where I'm coming from with the disappointment side of that? It's like, bro, come on, man. You know, but this real life. And that's a real disappointment.
I think what you going through is what all parents go through. Like, we want our kids to turn out one way, and sometimes it just don't pan out like that. Because, you know, they humans like us, so they gonna make their own choices and deal with those consequences. But as a parent, you know, you just got to give them that unconditional love.
True that. That's real. It don't say it don't hurt though.
Yeah, it definitely hurt.
You know,
real.
Dorian, I have something about that. Like, so basically, like, what I came across is like, you know, even though like, you know, she's going through it, right? But as long as you do your part as a father, right, she'll know who to go to and when to go to when she's ready. You know, so like always, I say always be ready for that day and have that faith. you know, because that faith is what's going to keep you going, you know. And then when she sees you with, you know, that many years of just, you know, your clean time, right? Like she's going to be like, man, how did my dad do it? You know, and then you're going to point her to
Mhm.
the right directions. So, you know, in order for, I learned this through just my recent time is that, you know, in order to see a change, we have to be the change. So God can only move a torpedo that is moving, right? So
Mhm.
always stay moving in the direction that you're doing. Like right now, like, you know, even, you know, it's, this is helpful for me and you and all of us, you know. Um, and so like to me, like, you know, you're doing it. And just don't I know, like, don't beat yourself over it because, you know, of that. Because everyone has a journey. That's the thing, you know. And it sucks because like
Mhm.
we have to be the ones witnessing it when we're the ones who, you know, we wanted that to not happen for our kids, so we stopped. But sometimes I guess, you
Mhm.
know, like, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And that's, you know, that was just like one scenario.
Yeah,
But you know, that's what we always do. We get on the call, you know, and I try to be dialed into me and
yeah,
how these situations affect me, and
yeah,
not
yeah,
be so much of a voice for what the next person need to do or can do and this and that. I'm gonna use myself as a example,
yeah,
you know, and to say, yeah, guess what? Real life, I'm dealing with this or that.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And not just be a voice of I know this. I'm a guru. Nah, bro, it ain't
Right.
even like that because it ain't life ain't peaches and cream on all fronts in my life anyway. But
No,
I got
and
some
that's,
tools.
yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, I'm just saying, like, that's the thing about you, like, you know, it's like you want, like, you're authentic, you know, it's real that we have these things because, like, most people, you know, want to say you should do this, you should do that, but they're not actually living what they're telling people to do, you know. When you're living,
Yeah,
you know, what you're doing is a different story. It's like, and you say, when you say things, when I say things like I do this, I do, you know, it's not like boasting your ego, but you're doing things like that do, you know, that help people out. That's not boasting, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's the whole point, man, is to be transparent, you
yeah,
know, uh, and just set it right there for what it's worth, you know,
yeah,
because the thing of it is too, sometimes the stuff that don't get dealt with, man, will eat you up, you
yeah,
know, from the
exactly.
inside out, you
I
know.
shit, you telling me, man. I was just like just getting over that, and I didn't deal with it, and I was like, fuck, I've been running away from myself, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And it's just I think as I've gotten better with practicing asking questions about stuff that's going on with me that I'm dealing with or have dealt with. Just constantly, I constantly stay in discovery mode because I could
Yeah,
think something about something today, turn
yeah,
around, think about it tomorrow, and have a totally different outlook. You
yeah,
know, so I got to
yeah.
constantly keep revisiting these different situations to make sure I'm not arriving at no half conclusion and prettying up what I see. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
That's exactly how I feel. Like one day I'm like this, and the next day I'm a completely different person again. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? You know?
Right,
It's like
right.
it's like, you know, because but the thing is we're always changing, right? So it's also like the dynamic changes sometimes too.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the part too, like you said, with if that I get that pretty, you know, bright, fuzzy outlook on something today, turn around tomorrow and I'm all down, depressed, strung, stressed out about it or whatever, is because I'm actually finding a way to put a band-aid on the situation that makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Instead of going inside, accepting a little bit of pain to get it figured out for real and not having to
Yeah.
worry about it no more. You know?
Right.
So that's the hard work, you
Yeah.
know? That's the hard work, just taking that hit, rip the band-aid off, so to speak. You know what I mean? Get it
Right.
over with and not have to go back to it again. If I'm gonna sit there and baby it all day long, you know what I mean? It just turns into
Yeah.
something totally different.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, sometimes like when it comes to healing, like like you can't rip the band-aid out right away, right? Like it's not. It's a slow process, and it's weird because like I never understood that. I was like, why don't we just get it over with and move forward? But it's like God's timing and our timing is different. So when we heal, He shows us where we heal at. You
Hmm.
know, we want it instant gratification, but then we won't take it seriously.
Well, I mean,
You know.
I hear what you're saying too on the, definitely want to slow walk
Yeah.
that healing process, you
Yeah.
know, and find your way to actual closure, and
Yeah.
that's a courageous process. It's the you have to be very brave to look at the stuff that you're gonna end up seeing in that process.
Yeah.
But that's a part of what we're trying to get to. Just like the topic is dealing with disappointment,
Yeah.
and so I would venture to say that I use courage to
Yeah.
deal with disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta color myself as brave to deal with disappointment because when
Yeah.
I approach it, I gotta have some type of tools going in. If I know the whole thing is all set up based on I've been disappointed. How do I deal with it? I gotta, you know what
Oh,
I mean? I gotta have a certain mindset going in order to weather what information that comes up.
yeah. I mean, but then again, it's like also it has to do with God because it's like it's God is the reason why everything is this way. I mean, we will know He has a plan for us. You know what I mean? Like that disappointment, we
Mhm.
shouldn't even look at it as a disappointment. We should look at it as if what is His ultimate plan for this then?
True, true.
You know,
That's a place where I think people would have to be able to get
spiritually.
to
Yeah.
because it doesn't uh it's not an automatic
Yeah.
that they're in that place. When
Yeah.
the disappointment gets dealt up, just like I was just talking about a minute ago with my daughter. I feel like I'm in a good place spiritually. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But a lot of that disappointment comes from the common narrative that we hear, or you look
Yeah.
around and you see this family over here with a house and a white picket fence and a big ass Mercedes, and you see
Yeah.
this can happen, and you say, hey, if I line my actions up similarly, I should get the same result. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on a narrative basis, that's really part of the disappointment
Yeah.
because you looking at people who have living a kind of what would seem like
So,
a
can we get the
healthy
sorry?
kind of carefree lifestyle, like you know what I mean, a successful lifestyle,
Yeah.
and then you set yourself up for that, and it don't happen.
Yeah.
So it's a disappointment in a way, and I feel where you coming from with it. But yeah, you explained the ultimate part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ultimately, if I know this is God's work and these things happen in His timing, all I can do is line my steps up. He gonna do the work.
Exactly. Like for me, like I mean, just like me, just my recent like thing, like I'm tripping about trying to get a full-time job and stuff. I'm like, yesterday when I was at work, and I'm like, dude, I'm just grateful to be working here, and I'm
Mm,
sweeping, and I'm just sweeping. I'm like, you know what, this gym, I like this gym, and I'm just gonna sweep around here, and say what's up to, like, say hi to people. It's just that you never know if you're in a good mood, and you never know, and like you're passing by someone, right, and you meet someone that maybe is like, somewhere where you wanted to work, not where you are not okay, sorry, where you should be working, right? You're working
mm-hmm,
in your job, and you think like, oh, this job, this job's not good enough for me, so I'm gonna go apply where I want to work because I put the dollar ahead of it, right? I put the dollar sign, and I put everything. Oh, okay, that's what's gonna make me happy if I make this amount of money. Well, and then you start working there, and you're miserable there, Then you look for
mm-hmm.
another job, and you look for more money, and you look for that, right? But if you're just grateful for working where you're at, and then next thing you know, you come across maybe someone that like you're happy at, and they're like, "Hey, man, what are you doing over? You look like you're having a good time, man. Why don't you come and work for me and be, or wherever, or work at this place, and and get you more money. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the being
Mm-hmm.
grateful part actually really worked for me. It's been working for me this last like month or two. Just being working on the little things. Even though I don't have much going on, but it's like it's putting I feel like God's putting things together for me at the right time. It's just I'm just being patiently waiting for Him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you
And
know.
and that's the thing. I like that what you said, just having that good attitude, being humble and being grateful, that should be a constant state of mind, you know.
Yeah.
And then from from that springs forth because it's crazy you said that because I had like a couple of people. Hey, put that on mute, bro, real quick.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I had a couple of people share with me like, man, what's up, bro? I'll be glad to see you in here, like at my job. And I'm like, oh, really? You know, and I think it carries a lot of weight because people are so used to seeing coming in contact with people who are all strung out, stressed out. They walled off. They're in their own mind. They don't want to say hi. They about to bump into you, and it's a conflict. Versus, hey, how you doing? What's up, man? And then talking to you and sharing and asking you stuff about your life and how many sets did you just do, working out, and you know what I mean. And so it's just kind of odd for a lot of people, but it's welcome when they see it. You know what I mean? So when you said that, I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. People be like, yo, I get that same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Like
know?
that's how I've been feeling because it's like then maybe it's something that you want to do, and maybe like people start seeing what you're doing, like, hey, what's Dorian doing over there, like what why is he always in a good mood, and then you start talking about your podcasting, and next thing you know, we're like doing the podcasting full time, you know
Hmm.
because that's what
Yeah,
that's what we want to do in a day, right? We don't want to just be making podcasts, you know
yeah. No, it's infectious, man. That's it.
yeah,
It's infectious. You
yeah,
know, I like that because once again, too, and that because we're talking about dealing with disappointment. That's the topic. But when we take it a step further and we allow that our intention is the driving force, and that intention is to uh, be of value and have an impact, then a lot of the disappointment don't even factor in. So now that's where you was taking it earlier, but I think it was a little bit ahead of everybody else. But that doesn't disappointment doesn't even have a place because of the substance of what you bring into the table. You know what I mean? I'm not putting my hands or my energies into a situation that will allow for disappointment because I know I'm not the one doing the work. I'm doing what God may have me do.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So it just changes the whole playing field.
yeah,
You know, man. So yeah, you know, I think we gotta have these discussions in order to even arrive at those conclusions, man, to highlight it. Because I don't think it's just super like knee jerk that people would go there, you know. So
Yeah.
good stuff, man. Shoot.
And my
Uh
bad about today. I've been out and about today, so
no, it's all good. I mean, we
yeah,
got some valuable stuff put out there.
it's good.
Yeah, we had been on for about good 15, 20 minutes before you
Before I
jumped
got,
on.
all right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So no, it's all good. We'll
Yeah,
wrap it up. Um,
yeah.
we gotta have a one-on-one or something after this.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'll be home in a little bit, so
yeah. No, we'll chat back in. Uh, call it a night for the call. Want to thank you for jumping on, man. You always bring that valuable perspective to the table. Uh,
yeah,
give much praise to the Almighty for
yeah.
putting us in the space again. We'll catch you on the next one, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right,
All right,
yeah.
we out.